What is up, guys? My name is Dante and thank you very much for watching another video. Today I am going to be presenting another video with Tiny Bones because yesterday he played Slivers and we didn't really get to see the full effect of what Tiny Bones can do. So today I am going to be on the draw playing against another new commander. And in case you guys forgot about Tiny Bones Trinket Thief, it is a skeleton rogue. It's a 1/2 that costs me 2. And at the beginning of each end step, if an opponent discarded a card this turn, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. I can also pay 6. Each opponent with no cards in hand loses 10 life. And like I said, I am playing a new commander from Jumpstart that hasn't been played on the channel before. Craig, why don't you tell us a little bit about your commander?
So I'm playing Neyith of the Dire Hunt. Whenever one or more creatures you control fight or become blocked, draw a card. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 2 colorless and 1 gruel. If you do, double target creature's power until end of turn. That creature must be blocked this combat if able. 4 mana for a 3/3 human warrior.
Excellent, and you're going to be on the play with 7 cards?
With 7 cards.
All right, well, without wasting any more time, let's get right into it.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and start my turn by playing a forest and passing the turn.
All right, I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to play a snow-covered swamp and cast Mana Crypt.
Sounds great.
All right, I'm going to tap 3 floating 1 colorless for Tiny Bones.
All right.
Trinket Thief. All right, go ahead.
I'm going to draw. I'm going to go ahead and play an Exotic Orchard. Kind of sucks because you're just playing swamps, but I'll take it.
Okay.
Lightning Greaves.
Lightning Greaves, sounds good.
Go for it.
Untap, upkeep, trigger Mana Crypt. I will take damage on all even rolls. And that is an odd roll, so I'll take no damage and I'll draw a card. I'll play a snow-covered swamp and tap 4. I'll play sorcery persecute. Choose a color, look at target player's hand. That player discards all cards of the chosen color. And you are playing a mono-colored commander. Oh no, looks like you got some green and red. I'm gonna choose green.
All right.
And so you'll reveal your hand, or I'll look at your hand, and then that player discards all green cards.
All right, well you got 2 options there.
All green cards, so you will be discarding both of those.
Yes, I will.
And I'll just take a look at these 2 real quick, just to make sure. You have Mizzium Mortars. Mizzium Mortars deals 4 damage to target creature you don't control. You can overload that one. It's pretty good. And Sword of Feast and Famine, we all know what that does.
Yes, you do.
All right, I'll move to my end step, and I will lose a life and draw a card.
It's a pretty good start for you.
It's not bad. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna untap. I'm gonna go ahead and draw. I'm gonna play a forest. I'm gonna pay 2, using that for black. I'm gonna play an Arcane Signet. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and pay 1 and 2, and I'm gonna play Mizzium Mortars and just deal 4 damage to Tiny Bones.
Sounds good.
I know you're not running a lot of creatures in that deck, so it's probably good for me not to use the overload.
Sounds good.
Go for it.
Untap, upkeep, trigger Mana Crypt. I'll take damage on all even rolls. That's a 5, so I will take no damage and I'll draw a card. I'll play a snow-covered swamp.
How did I get down to 1 card so fast?
Okay, I am going to play a Cabal Therapist.
Sure.
And a Bitter Blossom.
Sounds good.
And the Rack.
All right. And I've seen the Rack many times, so remind me what that does?
If an opponent has fewer than 3 cards in hand during his or her upkeep, the Rack deals 1 damage to each opponent. 2 opponent for each card fewer than 3. Okay. So if you've got 1 card, you take 2 damage.
Got it.
After that, I will pass the turn.
Okay, I'm gonna untap. I'm gonna lose 2 damage, or 2 life. I'm gonna go ahead and draw. I'm gonna go ahead and play a Rogue's Passage. I'm gonna play 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm gonna play Neyith. I'm gonna go ahead and equip Neyith with Lightning Greaves.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and swing at you for 3.
I'll take 3, Commander. 1, 2, 3. And I'll represent Commander damage here.
All right, sounds good.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, untap, upkeep, manage crypt trigger. I will take damage on all even rolls. And that is a 3. Getting very lucky
Doing
today.
Pretty good on that.
Draw, I'm going to play a snow-covered swamp. I also created Bitter Blossom, so create a life. In my pre-combat main phase, I'm actually going to sack that and then choose the card name Sword of Feast and Famine.
That's fair.
So, so you Then target player reveals their hand and discards all cards with that name. So I can look at your hand.
Yep.
Awesome. Going to pay 4 for Tiny Bones.
Okay.
Move to combat.
Sure.
Swing at you for 1.
Take it.
And pass the turn. During your upkeep, the rack will deal 3 damage to you.
All right. Sounds good. Well, not really, but
Oh, and a Tiny Bones trigger. I'll lose a life and draw a card.
sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Good on that.
Yep.
All right. Gonna draw a card. Let's go ahead and play 3. I'm gonna play. Yeah, that's fine actually. Palladiumer.
Okay.
I'm gonna move over Lightning Greaves to Palladiumer.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna play 1, 2, 3. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 3 if you do double target creature's power until end turn. The creature must be blocked this combat if able. So he'll be a 6/3 and must be blocked.
Okay.
So I'll swing you for 6.
All right. I'll block.
Okay. And Neyith triggers. Once the creature becomes blocked, I can draw a card.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and draw a card. Second main phase. I'm gonna move Lightning Greaves on over back to Neyith. And I'll go ahead and pass the turn.
All right. I'm going to untap, upkeep, mana crypt trigger, damage on evens. No evens.
So good so far.
Draw a card. Oh, that's pretty crazy.
Bitter Blossom.
Bitter Blossom and Bitter Blossom happens. I don't have any fairies, so
Do you lose your life for the last Bitter Blossom? I think
yeah,
you did,
I did.
Okay. No
and then-
fairies. Ah.
So I think it's still worth it to name a card.
I just want to make this known that Dante does not have a fairy token, and he is always on me for not having the correct tokens. So I just want to
Fair enough.
recognize
This isn't my
time.
deck, but that is fair. Okay, so
Don't tell me you ran out of gas.
ran out of gas.
Maybe I
Once
spoke
again,
too
this is
soon.
not my deck, but I'm going to try to cast Buried Alive.
Okay.
Search library for 3 creature cards and put them into your graveyard. Shuffle your library.
Okay. Interesting. Sure.
Not my deck, once again, so I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. And so you guys don't have to wait. I'll pause the video right now, find these cards, and then I'll update you when I... All right, guys, we are back, and the 3 creatures I have chosen to go to my graveyard are Mikaeus, the Unhallowed Plaguecrafter, and Triskelion. So that spell resolves, and the 3 will go to my graveyard. After that, I will pay 2 and cast Animate Dead, targeting Mikaeus.
Okay.
Comes into play with a -1 to its original power. At the end of the game, if the enchantment is discarded without removing target creature from play, target creature is returned to its owner's graveyard. Target creature may be killed as normal. So
Old Animate Dead.
old Animate Dead, exactly. Do you know if I played a land for turn?
Believe you did.
Alrighty then. And after that, I will pass the turn.
Okay. Sounds good.
Mikaeus was the right choice for obvious reasons, because I just realized that your commander is a human.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, you are correct. It has protection. I'm gonna go ahead and draw. I'm gonna go ahead and play 3, and I'm gonna Beast Within and destroy Mikaeus.
Destroy Mikaeus.
Actually, wait. I'm gonna destroy Animate Dead. 'cause that
Well, did
may-
you take a damage from the rack?
Oh, my
or
bad.
actually 2 damage.
2 damage from bad? Yeah. Let me just make sure I get this right because of the old writing. If I destroy Animate Dead, Mikaeus will go to the graveyard, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna destroy
So,
Animate Dead then.
If, let's see, any creature in graveyard comes into play on your side with a -1 to its original power at the end of the game, or if this enchantment is discarded without removing target creature from play, target creature is returned to its owner's graveyard. So it goes to the graveyard.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'll Mikaeus go to the graveyard. You get a 3/3 Beast.
That's fair. Do you have a 3/3 beast for me?
I do actually. Here you are.
All right, sounds good.
After that, yeah, I actually didn't want you to have a 3/3 Beast, but it's better than protection from humans. So after that, I'll go ahead and pass the turn.
All right, untap, upkeep, trigger on my mana crypt. Evens, I take damage. Odd.
Wow, you're on a run.
And draw. All right, let's see here. So I think we play Cabal Stronghold,
Sounds good.
which means I can tap 4 to add 5 and 6, 7 mana total.
Now, how much does Tiny Bones cost now?
Tiny Bones has been cast twice.
So he'll cost 6.
So he'll cost 6, exactly. So I don't know if I want to do that. And then Fairy Rogue, and I will sack that to choose the card named the Rada card from Core 2021. So you'll reveal your hand and discard any cards with the chosen name. And that is... Okay. Xenagos, God of Rebels.
Correct.
I know what to name next.
A lot of people think Neyith and Xenagos are two of the same type of commanders, but I feel like they're very different.
Okay.
However, they go in the same deck.
I think 1, 2. So gonna tap 3 and this to add 5 black mana. And cast Painful Quandary.
Sure.
Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life unless he or she discards a card.
Okay.
After that, I will pass the turn to you.
Okay, I'm going to lose 2 life because of the rack.
Yep.
Go ahead and untap and draw. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play 5 mana.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and play Xenagos.
Sweet. Trigger on Painful Quandary. Lose 5 life unless you discard a card.
Yeah, I'm going to lose the 5 life.
Okay.
Okay, so Xenagos, at the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and gets +X/+X until in turn X is
If you could read it just a little bit slower for the camera, just in case they don't know what it does at home. Here, I can do it for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Xenagos is a 5-drop, 6/5 legendary enchantment creature god. It's got indestructible, and as long as your devotion to red and green is less than 7, Xenagos isn't a creature. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is that creature's power.
All right. Yep. And I will... Actually, on that note, before I go into combat, I'm going to switch Lightning Greaves over to Palladium Myrrh.
Okay.
Because I cannot target Neyith with Lightning Greaves on Neyith.
Okay.
I have Shroud. So I'm going to have Neyith get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is its power. So it'll be a 6/6 until end of turn.
Okay.
It does not have to be blocked, but I'm going to move to combat, and I'm going to swing at you for 6.
Swing at me for 6.
Commander.
Right. I will block with the Fairy Rogue.
Okay, and yeah, blocker's declared. You block with that.
Yep.
Because you blocked, I'm going to draw a card.
Okay.
Okay. So the fairy dies.
Yep.
On to combat damage. I'm going to go to my second main phase. I'm going to move Lightning Greaves back over to Neyith. And is there anything else I want to do? No, I think that'll about do it. Go for it.
All right. Untap, upkeep. I'll take damage on any even.
Will you finally lose the trigger?
I will.
Oh, that's a miracle.
And draw.
Okay.
And Bitter Blossom.
Lose another life.
Okay.
I'm interested to see if you use Cabal Therapist again.
I may. One of these days. 2 cards in hand.
Yes.
I'm going to play a Snow-Covered Island.
Sure.
Tap for 5, 6 to cast Tiny Bones.
Okay. Resolves.
Great. And pay 1 for Bag of Holding.
Sure.
After that, I'll pass the turn to you.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and untap and draw.
Take 1 damage from the rack.
I will take only 1 damage this time. Seems better. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Again, just before I get crazy, I'm gonna move Lightning Greaves on over to Palladium Myrrh.
Okay.
I am going to go ahead and play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to play Urbrask, the Hidden.
Okay, Painful Quandary trigger.
It's really getting annoying. I will take the 5 life.
Okay.
Creatures you control have haste, and creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and move... Oh, hold on, let me... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Never mind, not a creature. Not important. So I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to give... I'm going to give Urbrask the trigger this time. and he will get +4/+4, so he'll be an 8/8.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and swing in for 8.
And then that's creatures your opponents control, so I will block with the Fairy Rogue.
Yeah, seems
Okay.
about right, but I just want to draw the card.
Sounds good.
Okay, and at the end of, or second main phase, my bad, I'm going to move over Lightning Greaves back to Neyith,
Okay.
and I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn.
All right, end step, I am going to pay 2 and draw a card, discard a card. And then this card gets exiled under backup holding.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't you have no cards in your hand?
Yep.
What does that do?
I can pay 4, tap it, sack it, and bring all exiled cards with backup holding to my hand.
Oh, I know that, but what was the card you discarded?
Whenever an opponent discards a card, it deals 2 damage to that player.
Okay.
Okay, so untap, upkeep, trigger, damage on evens, no evens, lose a life for Bitter Blossom,
Get your fairy.
draw a card.
Yep.
Okay. Bag of holding does untap. Okay. So, at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, so this, I have a Cabal Therapist trigger. I'm trying to think how I want to do that.
Sure. It is your pre-combat main phase, so you have to do this now before combat.
Right. I'm trying to think. And you didn't play a land last turn, right?
No, I did not.
Okay. So I'm not gonna sack it.
Okay.
I'm gonna pay 3 to cast Wretch Mind.
Sure.
So target player discards 2 cards unless he or she discards an artifact card.
I do not have an
And I'll
artifact.
target you.
Yeah, so I'm going to discard God Turn Aronis,
Okay.
and I'm going to discard Ulvenwald Tracker.
Sounds good. That will go to the graveyard, and then after that, I will pass the turn. At my end step, I'll take a life and draw a card.
Okay.
Okay, and then your go.
Okay.
You'll take 2 damage from the wreck.
2 life. I'm going to go ahead and draw. All right, I guess that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll have 1 floating. I'm gonna go ahead and play Kogla, the Titan Ape.
Okay, and then Painful Quandary trigger.
I will lose the 5 life.
Okay.
Yeah, when it enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. I am going to have it fight. Let's see here. I'll have it fight Tiny Bones.
In response, I'm gonna
Sure.
pay 2 life. Tap Bag of Holding, draw a card, discard a card.
Sure.
Okay, discard there. Have it fight Tiny Bones. 1 card in hand.
Yes.
Okay, it fights.
Okay, and when it fights, I'm gonna go ahead and draw a card
Okay,
because of Neyith. I'm gonna go ahead and move Lightning Greaves on over to Kogla.
Mhm.
I am going to go ahead and move to combat.
okay.
Also, your last fairy that entered the battlefield, it was tapped. I
Okay.
don't know if you
Yep.
did that or not. I'm gonna go ahead. Sorry, before Lightning Greaves is on, I'm gonna. Actually, that's. I guess. Yeah, I guess I cannot. I guess I would have to either choose Lightning Greaves to go on Kogla or choose Xenagos's ability because both are at the beginning of combat.
Okay,
So I'm just gonna move Lightning Greaves over to Kogla to 7/6. I'm going to target Xenagos on. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Never mind. It's a creature. Another target creature. I'll give Neyith the.
okay, so Neyith is a 6/6.
Neyith is a 6/6.
Okay,
Kogla is a 7/6, and Xenagos is a 6/5 that can attack.
sure.
I didn't miss any triggers this time. I hope you're happy. I'm going to move to combat.
Okay,
I'm going to swing for 6, 6, and 7. Attack trigger before blocked. Whenever Kogla attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of.
Painful Quandary?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that makes me lose 5 life in the list.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't really care about Bitter Blossom too much. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Combat now.
Okay. I will block. Any of them have trample?
None. None have trample.
Okay. Let's see. The Beast will block Xenagos, and Cabal Therapist will block Kogla.
Okay, and you'll take 6?
Yep.
Okay. So you took Neyith's commander damage.
Yeah.
So you're at 9 commander damage?
18, I think.
18? Oh yeah, that's right. It doubled its power before. Yeah, I think on that I'm good.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, trigger. Even,
you finally
1,
lost.
2, 3. And lose a life for Bitter Blossom, draw.
You get another fairy?
Yep.
Tap. Yeah, okay, cool.
Origins has cool reprints. It also has the 5 commanders that are club commanders. Ace, Twins, Prodigy, and it's the most expensive card.
Okay, I think that's fine. We can do 2. So pay 4. Sack Bag of Holding. Bring these to my hand.
Sure.
Play the Reach Sanitarium.
Each player draws a card and discards a card.
Yep. Pay 3 for Megrim.
Yep.
So that's 4. These are up. Pay 3 for Megrim. And pay 2 to activate the Sanctum, so we each draw and discard.
So draw a card first and then discard?
Yep.
Draw a card, discard. I will lose 2 life, right?
Yep. 1, 2.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll pass the turn to you.
Okay. Beginning of my upkeep, I have 2 cards in hand, so I'll lose a life because of the rack. And tap. Okay. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. Let's play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. And I'm gonna go ahead and play Critterhoof Behemoth.
All right.
Critterhoof Behemoth, when it enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain trample and get +X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they each get +6/+6.
And trample?
And trample.
Sounds good.
And I'm gonna move to combat. And Xenagos. Xenagos is going to give, I don't know, Urbrask +X/+X. So it would be a 10/10 because of these 6 creatures. Yeah, so +6. What's that? 20. It'll be a 20/20. There we go. So I'm gonna attack with Urbrask. I'm gonna attack with Critterhoof Behemoth. I'm gonna attack with Kogla, Neyith, and Xenagos. On the attack trigger, Kogla will destroy the rack, I guess.
Okay.
And yeah.
I'll
Move to
block
damage.
the Craterhoof Behemoth
Okay.
and move to damage.
Move to damage.
Good game.
Good game.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and let us know in the comments if there are any matchups you want to see either from Jumpstart or any of the other new commanders. Tiny Bones gave it a fight today, but Craterhoof Behemoth is kind of a lot to deal with, but much closer game than it was yesterday. So if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.